Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. We got to talk about episode 7 of Drag Race season 13 because I'm just not sure I'm watching the same show as the judges.
As the judges, yes. Little disconnect there. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And we are on Patreon watching Survivor Micronesia if you want to join us and support us.
Yeah,
There's
we
a link.
are.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We disagree with the judges just a little bit, but it was a really fun show overall.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it for the most part. So let's dive in.
Dive in. We're sort of coming off of Tamisha's elimination. We're all sad. We miss Tamisha, at least I do. And Candy's feeling guilty. I gotta say, the edit that they're giving Candy with regard to Tamisha is wildly uneven. Like, she's fighting her. She wants to hit her. And now that she sent her home, we're getting this confessional of like, I feel so guilty. Okay. Well, I almost am like blaming the producers now, you know? I'm like, you're not being consistent with what you're presenting from Candy.
I'm confused by the editing in general of this season. Like it's up to them to tell us the story, and we can't believe it 100%, but we will believe what you tell us, right? And so for one episode, you to tell us one thing, and then the next episode for you to tell us something different. I don't know. Did they change their mind in the middle of the season to take a different approach?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
It is a little confusing.
Yeah, right. But of course, you know, Olivia's feeling good because she's got her win now. We're like getting this like post-elimination, you know, Kiki on the couch. And then we're getting into the Elliot of this episode where she's joking like, maybe there's a curse, like all these girls who are in groups with me are going home. But generally, it's kind of framed as she's not getting along with anyone. She's feeling alone. And this is something that's been pretty consistent in the edit.
Yeah. I'm like, it doesn't seem like people get along with Elliot. Doesn't seem like Elliot does click with the group. And it's real confusing, but we do get a little bit more in this episode.
We do, yeah. And I feel like it kind of puts things into perspective, kind of, you know, just sheds new light on Elliot. And especially for like Tina Burner and others, you know, I think people are going to start to come around on her a little bit, which will be good for her. Cause like it would suck to feel like you're going on this show and you have this, like, you have, you know, 12 sisters now from season 13, but then you're standing there like, well, actually nobody likes me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It would stink to be like in a sisterhood, but not really anybody liking you.
I know.
That's a tough one.
Right. But they sleep on it. Rosé has a nightmare that she is going to go home. But Rue quickly enters into the workroom. And I loved this outfit that Rue was wearing. Because we're used to seeing the, you know, very well-tailored suits. But this is like high-waisted pants and that leather cap and like some bracelets. I was like, you look great, Rue.
Yes. Very stylish. I was digging it. Absolutely. So is this what we call like a mini challenge? This reading?
Yes. The library is open for the reading challenge. Yep.
Reading is fundamental. And how does this work? Do you think that the girls are prepped ahead of time? Or do they just know this is going to probably be a challenge, so I should be prepped myself? What do you think?
Maybe it's both, but if they should know themselves. Like they should walk in on day one and start thinking about like, what are my reads going to be for every single one of these girls? Because the reading challenge is every single season. So like, you better be ready, but you're probably right. Like the producers are probably like, okay, reading challenges next week. So make sure that you've got your reads ready.
Yeah. If I was like, gosh, no one seems totally caught off guard. There has to be some sort of heads up to be ready. Because even if you're like, I got some reads on you, and then you're like thrown into the fire, you'd still be like, And there was only a couple that we saw.
Yeah, there were a couple of oohs, but like pretty good for the most part. Yeah. The first one that I really liked, you know, I didn't take notes on every single one, but the ones that stood out to me, I wrote down. I loved Denali twerking like Utica and got Mick with the back move. I thought that was like so funny.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I thought there were some good ones, but I felt like Elliot crashed and burned a big time.
Yes.
That was Ruth to watch. But ultimately got Mick one, and I don't know, like got Mick was fine. But I didn't know.
I like her read of Utica, and you know, like if RuPaul came in cargo shorts, you'd still be the weirdest thing in the room. I thought that was funny. And I didn't love the like pug thing with Candy. It was cute, funny, fine, whatever. But I also just liked how quick she was with Tina when she was like, Tina, you're going to be in the NFL, which is not a great read. And then Tina's like tight end and got mixed right there with like, not what I heard. You know, that was like fun.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I don't know who I would have picked as a winner. So I guess I can't really complain too much.
Yeah.
All right. We're moving on because our main challenge today is going to be an improv challenge.
Yes. Bossy Rossy After Dark. Now, were you watching Drag Race the first season they did Bossy Rossy? I think that was season 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like a proper on-set talk show. They kind of alluded to it in setting up Bossy Rossy After Dark, but now this is like the web series after Bossy Rossy got canceled. The second time we're doing this, but it is an improv challenge both times, and we're separating them into 4 different teams. 2 teams have 3 people and 2 teams have 2 people, and they all kind of have these like trash talk show storylines to improv.
Yes. And they're random pairings, which is fun. Rue just goes down the line. So you're like, oh, here we are. I think ultimately Tina was like, oh, shucks.
Oh,
here we are.
Had to be standing next to Elliot, didn't I? Yikes.
Whoops, I did. Yeah. But it works out. But
it does.
At this moment, we see a little bit of Candy is talking about trying to take Michelle's notes. This is making Simone nervous because Simone wants to like go hard, go big.
It's like a Jerry Springer style talk show. Like, what are you talking about reining it in? Like, no, she is kind of thinking Candy's being too subdued. Like, where's the Candy who's, you know, in the mirror putting her makeup on? Like, that's who needs to show up for this storyline of like former teen queens. Where are they now? So Simone's kind of a little bit nervous. And I think Simone was right to be nervous because I think Candy did rein it in and it didn't go well. But we'll get to our critique of the performances later. Yeah.
Like I kind of was I was like, okay, Candy, I see you hearing a note. Great. I see you thinking, well, what would be, you know, a very California style role would be very different from, you know, what I usually do, this very New York vibe. So I was like, I get what you're saying. Let's see how it's executed, and we'll get there in a minute.
Yeah, right. And then we get a little bit from Lala, who's talking about like, I'm pulling information or inspiration from Martin Lawrence. Great person to pull inspiration from, but I'm just kind of like, we saw how Lala did in a scripted acting challenge, and so I don't have super high hopes for like an improv acting challenge. So.
Very, very low hopes with that one.
Yeah, right.
Olivia and Utica, they're okay. They both want the same role, and I thought that they were going to start dating, and now I don't want them to date after this little scene.
I was nervous for Utica right away because she says in the confessional, I'm an improver. And not only am I an improver, but I have been called a scene stealer. And I'm like, that's not good. They are setting you up to crash and burn.
Yeah. The word is improviser. And also you don't actually want to steal scenes. That you want to work with the people in the scenes with you. So, oh boy, yikes, here we go.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Olivia gets her way.
She does. Yeah. I mean, Utica, I'm not surprised. Like, Utica's just a giving person, you know? So she's like, okay, you can have Cheryl. And Olivia's like, yeah, okay, thank you. And Utica's like, yeah, it's going to be great. And she's like still just like a little bit irate in that moment.
Yeah, no, and you see it the whole show. She is not happy about the way that any of this went down. And I loved the aside of Tina being like, Olivia, she's a little secret diva. She's going to have to
Well,
just go
yeah.
ahead and admit this.
Now she's got that win under her belt. And so she's like, I'm
Mhm.
going to keep winning. And in order to keep winning, I need to do what I want to do. So
Right.
I'm playing the mime, Utica.
Yeah. So that's the way that it goes down. So then we actually get to see the challenge.
Yeah.
First off, love everything that Ross does. We say this every
I
time
know.
Ross is on the show, but I'm gonna keep saying
Truly.
it because
He's
we love it.
just so like effortlessly fun in these
Mhm.
roles. And like
Mhm.
it's silly, Bossy Rossy, but he embraces the silly and leans in and doesn't make it feel awkward in any way. He's like the perfect person. As like I'm thinking like as a producer, like I would want Ross on my show because I know he would just take my dumb idea and make it great. You know, it's like a dream.
Yeah, agreed. He's so funny and he's so fast on his feet. Like, so good. First two are Rose and Denali with Lala.
Okay. We know how Sarah feels about each one of those people now.
Oops, that is the way I wrote it. So that's the way I said it. Whoops. Kind of gave it away right there.
I really liked Rose from the jump.
Yes.
The only note I have is that her pregnant belly is mystifying because it goes all the way from her collarbone down to her hip bone. I'm like, the belly doesn't cover the whole torso.
I thought that was part of a joke because it was clearly not a pregnant belly. It was just a ball.
Right.
On a body is what it was. Yeah, I thought Rose killed it from the jump, and then Denali comes in and kills it, and the two of them were so great together. Then Lala comes in, and you're just like, Lala, you are hilarious. You are naturally phenomenal. Why Lala has been one of our favorites from the beginning with her off the cuff to the camera, like personality wise. Lala, you're it. And then as soon as she's put in a challenge, it's like she forgets to be herself.
She shrinks. Yeah. It's like she just looked like she was in the wrong skit. Like she came from backstage and she wasn't supposed to. She did not fit except for the pregnant belly thing. But like the way she speaks, like you say, is so fun. And then she loses all of that character when she's playing somebody else. It's like, just use your normal speaking voice. It's very funny, you know?
Yeah.
And she's just not doing enough compared to Rose and Denali. Rose and Denali have this great chemistry because they have chemistry just as friends, you know, but it's just not, Lala's just not clicking into this at all.
It's such a bummer because it's there, but it's just not in her brain. Like she's just not getting it, and it's so frustrating. But so as expected, Lala does not nail it and wow us and kill it in this moment, unfortunately. The next group is Gottmik, Olivia, and Utica.
Yeah, I thought Gottmik was super strong. I think she's underrated in this episode. She was really quick, I thought, with, you know, responding to things that Ross was tossing at her, and then even kind of picking up on, you know, cues from Olivia and Utica. She just like really kind of nailed that like celebrity publicist, you know, kind of vibe. I thought she did a great job.
Yeah. And Olivia, okay, I had low expectations because we had this whole setup of like, is Olivia going to do it?
Yeah.
And she does. She kills it. She kills this whole mime thing. And thank goodness Gottmik it was so good because the two of them are now working off of each other. And you're just like, whoa, this is amazing. That was so lovely.
I know. I mean, it would have been easy, I think, for Gottmik to like look at the incredible physical comedy that Olivia's doing and just kind of like be like, whoa, you're killing it. But Gottmik is like there with like, okay, she's taking a beat to eat ice cream and she's running again. You know, she's like there right along with her to play. Like they just really worked together so well.
Yes. Okay. Now Utica enters, and I just want to go on record and say it's not that bad, y'all. Like the fact that they were cutting to Tina and Candy just coming for Utica, I was like, no, not necessary. Thank you.
I will say a lot of the like cutting to the workroom to get commentary from the other queens. I was like, I don't need it. I can like form my own opinions
I
here.
sure can. Thank you.
I just was like, as great as Olivia did in this role, I was like, I wish I could have seen what Utica would have done, because Utica is so kooky and expressive and weird on the runway. So like, let's see if that can work in this challenge, because it would have been a great little narrative for them to say like, we've been kind of picking on you for your quirks on the runway, but as this mime, it worked perfectly. Like, good for you to find a place where it works, but we didn't get to see that. I mean, I didn't understand the nails on this look, but it was a very different look. Like, she kind of pulled off sexy, she was supposed to be the kind of like a trashy, sexy mom, but I was like, she's pulling it off.
Yes. Trashy, sexy mom. Okay. Those are not relatable people. Someone who gave up their daughter is not someone we're going to be like, oh, I love you. Like, she should be off-putting. She came in looking amazing. Maybe long nails to her means trashy, whatever.
Yeah.
Who knows? Right. But she came in, and if she had just leaned a little bit more into, getting rid of her daughter, like, just give me more of that. She came in with a little too much of, here's my backstory. I was at Starbucks. Like, okay, that's not nailing it. But overall, I still get the character. And I wouldn't have trashed it as much as I felt like it got trashed.
Yeah, right. But
I do admit I have rose-colored glasses on for Utica. I get it, guys.
You do.
I'll admit it. I understand. Anyway,
this group as a whole, I think, was stronger than Candy and Simone as a group.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
But here we are.
Here we go.
This Candy is apparently the best duo.
It's not, okay? It's not. We said it. It's not. Okay, Candy comes out, and we know Candy's addressed these notes, right? She's going to have a new character for us, addressing Michelle's note. And all Candy did was dial herself down. That's it. It was still Candy.
It just was like so quiet for me. Like, it was almost as if she took the note of rail it in a little bit to mean almost whisper, and it's like, I thought her look was great. The wig and the dress, it all made sense as like a former teen idol. But, Ross says something sassy to her and she goes, you little bitch. She's just so quiet about everything. And I'm like, now I'm missing this is the opportunity you're like a teen pop idol. You're supposed to have a big personality. Where is it?
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. I was like, these little comments, like the comment you just said, that's a Candy comment. She just said it softer. So I was like, I literally am just seeing Candy in a toned down, sitting there being still. And then Simone comes in. Simone blows us all away. Simone is amazing. Simone is great as usual. And okay, this goes back to my whole, the editors are showing us. I don't understand what the editors are showing us, because we see Simone killing it and Candy not saying a thing. So this is not a scene of two people working off of each other. This is Simone doing stuff and Candy just being quiet. Yeah.
Candy's just kind of there as a spectator, seeing Simone be great. I literally wrote down Simone is carrying the scene, and I stand by it. Like, I watched it twice and I'm like,
100.
Candy's just kind of not adding much at all. And, Simone has all the jokes, and then Candy has like a reaction to that joke that's not very funny. She like pushes a candle off the table at some point. That's not a joke. It's just, I thought Simone really outshined.
Yes. Absolutely. Like, oh my God, what happened? I just want to, okay. Then Tina and Elliot come out, and my note is, I don't even know. That's my note.
Okay. My note going into this was, I just wanted to bring up, not that anybody asked, but I still think that sometimes the 90-minute format does not work on Drag Race. The episodes feel too fat sometimes. And it's just like, I wanted this improv challenge to be over after 3 groups, and now we've got one more. And it's like, sometimes I'm just like, we don't need the 90 minutes. Let's just tighten it up to that 60-minute mark. And like the episodes are just going to move along a little faster. But here we are. Like, I think the fatigue from the challenge generally is adding to my general distaste for this Tina and Elliot scene, which I will say, and I don't know how you feel, but I thought that Elliot's improv was stronger than Candy's.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with, well, that's a strong statement. Elliot was stronger than Lala. Oh, okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with Tina and Elliot's scene or improv. I mean, Tina's doing the classic stuff that you see that isn't really skillful. It's not really talented. You're just shoving boobs or a butt in your face. You know, it's falling over. Like, this is all just like, you know, your lowest hanging fruit stuff. And so it's fine, but she's not really delivering some great stuff like Rose did and Simone did. Like, we got some really great jokes. Got Mick, like, brought jokes, you know, like, that's fun improv. So this was fine.
It was fine. It's just like, to me, all physical humor. It's all, like you say, Tina shaking her butt, and then Elliot reveals the boobs, and then they're kissing, and it's a whole thing. But like, and this kind of came up in the judges' critiques, they really didn't flesh out the story here. It doesn't feel like there's any story to support all of this physical humor. Right. It's just two people who are kind of fighting, and I am not fully sure why, and then they're kissing. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like, Tina overshadowed, but only because she was like rolling on the floor and like shoving things in your face. Like, I think the judges nailed it when they were like, the story wasn't there. We didn't get it.
And then we hear Rose say, specifically in this Tina and Elliot moment, Rose's in the workroom and she goes, you know, if you're not going to match the energy that's bigger than you, you're going to get lost, referring to Elliot getting lost with Tina. I didn't hear that note for Candy getting lost next to Simone, but I certainly would not say that Candy matched any of Simone's energy.
Wait, who said that note, David?
That was Rose.
Oh, because there was a cutaway at some point when Candy said that. Candy said, I don't remember who it was. Maybe I wrote it down. Somebody, yep, here I did write it down. Interesting that Candy gave Elliot a note that Tina was bigger, so she just watched Tina. Yeah. Candy, that's exactly what happened with you.
I know.
You just sat there and all I did was watch Simone. It was very confusing.
I know.
Okay, well, Simone, do we have a little segment with Simone here? Simone,
we do.
Putting a lot of pressure.
Yes, Simone is apparently our new Tamisha, where we just get a Simone segment every episode because she's great. I'm okay with it, yes. But she's, you know, talking about how she's such a perfectionist because she kind of had like, you know, a delinquent brother who went to jail. And so she really puts a lot of pressure on herself to like make her mom proud. And it's a lot of family history there that is contributing to, I think, that kind of helped her become as excellent as she is, you know?
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, gosh, you don't need to be that hard on yourself, Simone. You're like great.
Yeah, truly.
You are amazing. So dial it down. I get it. I put a lot of pressure on myself. You guys can't tell because it looks like a hot mess here. But I actually do put a lot of pressure on myself. So I get it. But wow, the story about like if you saw your brother like you crush your mom is crushed by the situation. I can only imagine just being like, well, I can never upset my mom ever. Like this is too much. So that was it was a lovely story to hear, even though it's a tough thing to go through. Yeah. And then we move on to Elliot's little segment, which is helping us to honestly understand Elliot and Tina a little bit better.
Yes. This honestly, as much as the focus I think was on, you know, revealing things about Elliot, this whole thing kind of humanized Tina for me in a way that I wasn't expecting because Elliot's like, I felt pretty good about my improv, but all anybody can talk about is how Tina was better, which sucks. And then Elliot opens up to Tina about her depression and how it, you know, hits unexpectedly. It kind of changes who she is. And Tina's like, I get it. My mom was depressed and I know how it is. I know how you change as a person. And just all around, I really enjoyed this interaction.
It was so interesting to see Tina go from, I'm going to be a mean girl. I think it's funny to be a mean girl, to being like, oh, wait, this is a real human being with like real issues. I was like, well, okay, I'm glad you finally got there. Jeez.
Yeah, right.
Didn't have to start at Mean Girl, but thank you. Yeah. All of a sudden she's like, okay, I'm seeing Elliot completely differently. And that's great. That's growth for both of them.
Yeah.
And I feel for Elliot because it seems like Elliot is very insecure. So if somebody is complimenting the person in the scene, all Elliot is doing is feeling not being complimented.
There you go. Yeah. Right. Which I understand. You know, I've been there too. Like, you feel like, well, that person's getting so much praise and no one's talking about me, so I must have sucked. And it's like, no, you didn't. There were worse people than you.
Right. But that's how you hear it. That's how you're hearing it and feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Our looks.
Runway. Beat It.
Beat It.
I like this theme. I can't recall a time that they've done. I mean, of course, we see beating on the runway all the time, but like a whole theme. And I got some faves that the judges did not critique. I thought it was a strong showing on the runway. It
was a very strong showing. And I think that ultimately there's so much debate on the tops and bottoms because there were such strong showings.
Absolutely.
So it's hard to all right, let's see. This is Denali up first.
Denali. I mean, this is gorgeous to me.
Insane.
I think I was thinking about this and then I was thinking about the spider outfit. And I think the thing that's tripping me up just the slightest, like I'm just stubbing my little pinky toe on Denali's presentations, right?
Yeah.
Is that they're maybe a little too literal. Like last week, she was a spider. This week, she is a chandelier. But this is so well constructed and she looks gorgeous. I'm just like, I don't care if it's too literal. You look so dang good.
No, this is a winning look. This is stunning. This is gorgeous. She is a chandelier.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's well done. It's a great concept. And it's executed beautifully. I feel for Denali not getting the recognition that she deserved in this episode.
And like, think about like, I mean, this is not a costume, right? It's not like she's dressed as like in a chandelier Halloween costume or something.
Right.
Like this is fashion. Like this is if candle holders were the theme of the Met Gala, and she showed up in this, it'd be like, okay, best dressed of the night. Like, so good.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. Stunning. Perfect. Love it. How do I do this? Oh, I did it differently this time.
Experimenting with new forms of technology. Oh gosh.
Nope. Back. Okay. That was wrong.
That made me nervous there, but we recovered.
Clicking the wrong buttons. Okay. Up next is Rose.
This was one of my favorites. I loved this.
Very fun. This is so great. Rose did not get the attention she deserved in this episode either.
Nope. I would have put Rose in the top 3. I love the colors of this. I love that it's those beads that you like iron together and then they stick together. Cool details on the shoulder and the way the skirt is structured. I liked the wig that went with it. I just really enjoyed this a lot.
She's like doing the Tinkerbell vibe and you see it top to bottom. That's what the wig and the bun is doing. That's the little look of the silhouette. And then, it's made from those beads. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's colorful. Yeah. Rose. Hello. Amazing. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is probably my favorite look that she's shown this season. I think I just thought this was stellar.
Which I think you said like last week, didn't you? Or a couple weeks ago? Or maybe it was somebody else. Yeah, was it somebody else?
I don't recall. I'm like trying to rack my brain with Rose's looks. I know she did this bagpipes and big business. Last week was a little black dress, wasn't it? But yeah, anyway.
I was going to say maybe she's growing on you or something. But
she definitely is, yes.
Is La Lauderie.
I mean, I've got the same note that I think Rue brought up on this one in terms of you've got to be strategic about the placement of the beatings in order for it to flatter your figure. And I feel like it's this similar kind of idea with that bag of bones look for her. Like the bones were just haphazard. There was no thought on the placement. There's more thought here, but it's just like not really hitting in all the right spots.
I like it. It's beads and it's cute and I enjoy the wig. It's fine. Unfortunately, Lala gets mixed, just kind of lost in the shuffle because so many of these queens have such creative, perspective behind their designs.
Yes.
And Lala just consistently comes out with like a cute dress of sorts, right?
Yeah.
No creative.
Yeah, like really the beads are just kind of hanging from, a bra and panty kind of thing. And I agree with you. The makeup is outstanding as usual. She looks beautiful, but it's just not, the most flattering garment, I don't think, for her body. We've seen her look better.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear ya. Okay. I'm doing this a new way, and apparently I could have done this better. Okay, got Mick.
Got Mick is next. She's in all red. This evokes the Latrice Royale look from All Stars 4 when I think it was a purple people eater look or something, and she had those like sort of descending in size beads, balls coming from the top of her head. This is kind of a 60s twist on that, of course. Scott Mick brings that up on the runway, and I liked it.
I do like the mod 60s vibe of the dress. And her paint is lovely.
Yes, as always.
That's all I have to say about this one. It's fun.
Yeah, it's not like a stunner for me, but it's like so well done. Like as usual, Got Mick looks incredible. It's not a miss, but it's just not one of my faves of this week.
It is a little Teletubby.
I love a Tammy Brown reference, Hunter. Thank you.
Aha. All right. Oh my gosh. Remove, share. This is a lot of stuff you guys have.
You are killing it, Sarah.
Yeah. Olivia. Okay. So David and I both pause. We have thoughts that are different than what we heard.
This is a wig that we've already seen on the runway. I don't know if it's the exact wig. I don't think it's the exact wig. I think that Olivia brought a similar wig.
Did the research. I pulled up the picture of Candy wearing the wig, and they are exactly the same except for the beads. Candy's beads were primary colors, and Olivia's are pastels. So it's not.
And
so it is her wig.
Yeah, and I saw a tweet from Olivia. Someone was kind of calling it out like, Olivia always wears it second. And then Olivia was like, yeah, imagine how I felt when I saw them pull their outfits out,
Right.
So she's aware of it.
Yeah.
I would not care as much about this if we hadn't already seen her duplicate an outfit, And part of me was like, why didn't she change it? She saw that Candy already wore this wig, switch it up. Whatever, there's this whole thing where people are like, they brought what they brought. And I'm like, yeah, but drag queens also need to be able to like adapt and make changes. Like that's kind of part of the craft.
Yeah.
But this wig is kind of the whole brief in terms of her outfit. Like nothing else in her outfit is really beaded, like maybe the belt is beaded a little bit, but
yeah, that's my main problem. Like, okay, I get it. You're going to have similar wigs. Like we've already seen 1,000 of those like long braids. Like I get it if you think, well, I also want to wear this style wig. So I'll give you a slight pass on that, even though I hate that she did the second, but the dress has very little beading. I don't care for this look in general. What is exciting about this look? It's like the belt is beaded, and it does have like a couple beads here and there on the dress, but overall, I don't feel like this is a beaded look.
Yeah, and I mean, she talks about she wanted to sort of like pay tribute to the tradition of, Black girls having beads in their hair.
Beaded hair, yeah.
But sorry, then we get Simone's beaded wig later in the episode, and this just looks so bad in comparison. I was just like, this is no bueno.
It's just like It's cute and fine, and I certainly don't hate it by any means, but I'm just underwhelmed that this is your beaded look. And then I'm doubly shocked when the judges like go gaga over this is really where I get real confused because, you know, we love Olivia. Like we've been fans of Olivia since the beginning. So it's not like we don't like her. We adore her. Just, this is just not the winning look of the night.
No. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Should have been safe, methinks.
Absolutely. Okay. Next up is my love of my life, Utica.
Okay. We talked about Utica with the earring look being too cerebral. And I'd say this is also too cerebral. I get that there are beads on this dress.
Yes.
But ultimately, it's like a bloody wedding dress. So I'm like, what's the story here? And what does it have to do with beads?
Okay. I don't care what the story is. She has an amazing interpretation of beads. And what she really did, David, was not walk down the runway in any kooky form whatsoever. Look how intense and smoldering Utica is in this. She took that vibe and she's gonna murder somebody, and I'm here for it.
Yes, I will say that I mean, she's not straight up model here. She's got personality. She's got a character, but the character feels right with the garment. It's kind of like this like assassin-y kind of like, I'm gonna slit your throat kind of attitude. And that fits with a blood red wedding dress with blood on your mouth. But I just like, I don't, with the earring look, you know, I was forgiving her with the earring look. I'm like, this is a little black dress. She looks incredible. What do we care, you know, why she's painted in gold? But this to me, I look at it and I'm like, oh, it must be a wedding dress challenge. And it's not a wedding dress challenge, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I hear ya. And I wouldn't say like this is the winning look. I wouldn't go that far, but you know, gonna love it.
Yes.
Next is Candy.
I mean, this to me was the best Candy's looked all season.
By far.
This, it's all about the hat to me. The drama of that hat is like amazing, but the fur is also super beautiful and kind of covering up a lot of the like beaded detail that she has underneath. Like she just looks fabulous here.
Yeah. I mean, this is gorgeous. I mean, Candy says like, this is the most beautiful I'll ever look. And I'm like, you finally gave us something that is stunning and gorgeous. Yes. Unfortunately, maybe the hat was too heavy or something. Like her walk is very stilted. But the look, like, it looks like she struggles to walk. She's just like,
maybe it's like balancing the hat kind of thing, you know?
But yeah, this look is amazing. And, you know, the compliments that she got on the look makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of vibe, like that feels similar to the money bags look that she did with like the $100 bill cap with like the lingerie underneath. It's kind of that like Rihanna aesthetic that I think Candy really pulls off well. She should do more of that. And then we've got Simone again with the best look of the week. Like what?
This, like, Simone, you are a star. I just love everything you do. This is so gorgeous. Yeah.
And
we got beads everywhere. It says her name in beads on her hair. Yes. It's colorful. It's a great silhouette. I mean, it just nails everything, right? Like, there's nothing wrong about this.
And you can kind of see her when she's walking side to side on the runway. She's got her head positioned in a way where she's like holding the reveal from the judges even, so that hits so hard. It's just so effective and just really beautiful. And like this to me is like really kind of a better tribute to this idea of like beads in the braids, kind of like that, you know, black hair tradition. Like but even elevated, it's just so good. Ugh.
This is how you do it. Oh, well, elevated, absolutely. But also this is just how you do it differently.
Yep.
Yeah, 10. Boom. 10. Oh, so good.
They all love it. And is it last? Oh no, I think
no, we got
Tina's
two
next.
more. Tina is next. Okay, so Michelle told her to have a bigger wig.
And she has a bigger wig. Yes. we do get a little bit of her in Untucked, like, I took the note. I've got a bit, like, I softened the makeup. I wore a bigger wig. What more do they want? Here I am safe. But I don't know. It just didn't.
We do. We want more, Tina. We want you to not look like a clown for once.
Yeah.
Am I not being open to her drag style? Because
it's not that, because there are camp queens who I have loved. I generally love the camp queen. I love a Manila Luzon, queens that kind of like have that sensibility, but can still make it fashion are some of my favorites.
That's
but
the key.
Here's what I'll
make
say.
It fashion.
This is not red and yellow. Okay. We got to give her, we've been giving her such a hard time about that. So let's give her credit.
No, I will not give her
the
credit.
Color profile.
No, because there's still red and yellow here. She just added other colors. So no, the fact that you went with a bigger wig, but it's still this bright red, Ronald McDonald red, like, no, this is not giving us, I mean, not that the judges have even said, like, all you've given us are red and yellow. They haven't even said that. It's just us over here. It's just.
Yeah. All right.
Just yelling it into our internet box over here. But I mean, it is Mardi Gras in colors, but with a big old red head and clown makeup. Like, I just don't get it.
And it's just like the reveals don't really do much for me. She kind of takes off her big skirt to reveal a smaller skirt. She takes off the beaded boobs to reveal boobs with pasties. Like, it's just not. It's not like a jaw-dropping reveal or like a particularly fun reveal. So
agreed.
Not my fave.
Okay, not our fave. Not the worst in the world, but not our fave. Okay, lastly is Elliot.
I liked Elliot's quite a bit. It's pretty simple, but
nice.
It's so. I love the draping of the beads, and like Lala's beads were just hanging down. Elliot's are like connected and kind of forming this bodice. And in Untucked, they were kind of like, oh, Elliot's outfit was not that great. And I just thought she looked really beautiful in this.
It's so beautiful. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. What a great silhouette. Like the curve, the way that they hang is beautiful. The whole flapper style, the wig, the makeup. I think this is absolutely lovely.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really imagine that. Like, don't you think Denali would be looking at this? Like, I want to ice skate in that thing. Like, that is so beautiful. Like, and the colors, the way the colors are placed, on the various like draping. I just thought this was really super good. And I loved what kind of feathers are those? Are they pheasant feathers in her hair? Whatever they are. Really loving it.
Yes.
The wig works great with it.
This is the best that Elliot has looked. I think so.
I think so too.
Okay, that's it for our looks.
Yes. So when we get to the judges, they announce Tina, Gottmik, Denali, and Rosé are safe. And I'm like, Rosé and Denali are just safe? What?
How
is going on here?
Are Rosé and Denali just safe? That's my biggest issue here, is that Denali and Rosé are not in the top 3. But they should be in the top.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Olivia and Candy maybe should have been safe. Yes. And then let's put Rosé and Denali in the top 3.
100% in agreement with you. So once they walk off the stage and I'm looking who's up there, I was like, wait, who are the tops and the bottoms then? This is very confusing.
I know.
But we find out that they love Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Ross says this is a unique look.
Don't make me snot, Sarah.
I was like, this is when I think that the editors have a secret agenda and like the producers aren't watching the final cut or something. And the editors are like, haha, look what we snuck in.
It's so strange. Like when the audience is clocking something and the judges aren't bringing it up, it just is like, it just feels like the producers are trying something, you know? Yeah. It's like, we're not even going to bring it up that it's the same wig as Candy. Come on. Like, give me a break here. We're not even going to bring up that Tina always wears red and yellow. You know, like it's just, there's a bit of a disconnect. Like you said at the top of this episode, I'm not really getting it.
Yeah, very confusing. They loved her performance, which we absolutely agree on.
Absolutely.
Completely. They said Lala is cute, but was ripped. I didn't even notice that it was ripped, but that is a And then also the performance, not big enough.
Yeah, I agree with Lala. That's fine. Yeah.
Utica twisted in the right way with her looks. They do like the look here, but did not love her performance.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't think she was bottom 2. Maybe she was bottom 3 if I really thought about it. But she didn't end up in the bottom 2, so I'm fine with it. You know, I think I would have been like, she doesn't deserve to lip sync if they made her lip sync, but they didn't. Yeah. So like, okay.
Yeah, agreed. Candy, they love this look, which we agree with, and they liked her performance.
They were like, wow, it turned out great. You took our notes, and it just did not track for me.
No, that one was
why are we not? Why is Rosé not getting a critique for having a really outstanding beaded look and a really great, fun performance in the improv challenge? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Rosé's performance in the show was better than Candy's. Denali's performance was better than Candy's. And so therefore they should be bumped up above.
Yeah, because their looks, I think, were just as good as Candy's.
Just as good.
So,
yeah.
Then
Simone, stunning look and fun performance.
No complaints. Great. I agree.
Agreed. I think Rue said this is one of the best looks ever on the runway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, great. Simone won the night.
Yeah.
I'm on board. That makes sense.
It does make sense that someone with a stellar runway presentation and a stellar performance in the challenge would win the week. But no, it is Olivia who's winning.
Olivia is ultimately our winner. One more is Elliot.
Right.
They said this is her best look, but her performance was dry. And I mean, I can agree with that. It was.
Yeah.
Would I really have put her in the bottom? No, but.
Yeah.
Great look. Performance was just meh. Okay.
Just meh. You know, thinking about it, I am like, if I'm going to take Elliot out of the bottom, who am I going to put in the bottom to replace her? Because I'm certainly not, I don't think I'm going to put Tina or Gottmik or not Rosé or Denali in the bottom.
Right. Yeah. No, the bottom's really tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because I do think people delivered overall some great looks and some great performances. So the bottom is tough. And so
we're splitting hairs.
Yeah,
true.
Exactly. You're like, I love this look, but you're, so I get it. And I'm okay with this grouping, Elliot being in the bottom 2. But yeah, real confusing otherwise.
Yeah. So, yes, Olivia gets her second win in a row now. So she is a real contender along with Simone and, Tina and Lala bottom 2. All right, Fred.
I mean, we'd like to see it. It's not going to happen, but
I know. Yeah. So Lala and Elliot bottom 2. The lip sync. I mean, I thought Lala was going to be like maybe one of our lip sync assassins this season because she's, survived however many already. And I thought, how can you beat her? She's so entertaining as a performer in a lip sync. But Elliot hit 2 splits. Gottmik was not bored by that. And she did a great job. Elliott.
She did. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Lala. Lala performed her butt off, but so did Elliott. Elliott straight through down, came to play, was not going home. And it honestly, I don't think it mattered who was going to win the actual lip sync. I think it was Lala's time to go.
I think you're right.
We've been saying it for weeks that we've been afraid that we're going to lose Lala sooner than we'd like.
Yeah.
It just makes sense at this point.
Yeah. And I like this moment in terms of Elliott kind of threw down the gauntlet for these queens. Like I don't think it compares to Denali's performance in the first lip sync of, when Kimora Hall got eliminated. That is an all-time great lip sync. But I think that this gave Elliott a chance to be like, you can take me seriously now. And you can be nervous to go up against me in a lip sync because I might beat you. I felt like I hope Elliott takes some confidence out of this. I hope she's not too focused on like, well, now I'm in the bottom and like I'm one of the worst ones here. Like I hope because she really did a great job. So people, should be worried about lip syncing against her, I think.
Yeah. No, good point. I agree. I think that Lala was tired of getting these notes and not understanding how to address the note. That's hard. Yeah, that's frustrating.
We saw a little bit of it in Untucked. She's just like defeated. Candy's trying to give her the pep talk, but I think she's just starting to feel like I don't have what they're looking for. They keep giving me these critiques and I keep trying to be better and I keep getting the same notes. So I guess I just can't do it.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And again, it's so hard to watch because Lala genuinely was our favorite confessional. Talking to us, you are great television.
Yes.
Lala Ree. Like that is your gift. And so I hope that she sees that and hears that from the fans and like just can move up from here.
I know. Cultivate that gift. Like, maybe you don't have the improv skills or the acting skills, but not everybody's good at everything, So like, please recognize that you are so engaging just as yourself. And like, you can just be Lala Ree in whatever you do and people are going to love it. And you can't learn that, so you got it.
Right. So Lala Ree was from the A Squad. Is that correct?
True. Yes.
Wow. Okay. We asked for it.
We did.
We wanted it. So here we are. It happened. Yes. We all miss Tamisha. Yeah.
We do, Fred. We do miss her.
It is felt in the episodes. The only other thing of note that I really thought from Untucked was the struggle that Denali was having. And honestly, I feel it. Like,
yeah, it's a similar struggle, I think, to Lala, but Denali's just hasn't been in the bottom like week after week like Lala has, but she's just kind of like, why am I fading into the background? What are they not getting about this? Why are they not liking it? Look at me. I look incredible. Like, we
don't know. Don't know. We're asking the same questions. Like there is nothing just mid about Denali. Denali should be shining. And as much as I adore Olivia, this just was not her. Like this was not her week. She's gonna win. She's already won. She's gonna win some more, but this was not the winning week.
I agree, and I'm surprised we didn't get more of that in the edit with Rosé too, because to me, Rosé's kind of getting a Jan edit, like doing pretty well, but not getting a lot of critiques and not getting that win. So, Rosé is comforting Denali for now, but I'm kind of wondering when Rosé is going to snap a little bit and be like, what else do I have to do for you people?
Yeah, no, for sure. Rosé like turned around and was like, and me. Oh my God. I'm sure is the reality of that. Absolutely. And that's what I'm seeing all over the internet. Like Rosé and Denali need more cred. Like let's give them the words that they deserve. They really do. So
yeah.
Well, all right.
That's
Here
that.
We are.
We're sad to lose Lala, but
absolutely. Oh my gosh, these confessionals are not going to be the same.
I know.
This is going to be less funny for sure.
I wonder, curveball question for you, Sarah.
Curveball.
Do you think they're going to do a returning queen this season with quarantine and all of that? Or do you think it's just going to be straightforward? Every week we lose somebody, that's it.
Yeah, I can't imagine someone's returning.
Yeah.
Logistically.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And we not wasted, but like we stretched out the beginning, you know?
Yeah, good point. Good point. Okay. All right.
I don't know. That would be my my curveball gut.
On the spot.
My on the spot gut would say that. Yeah. Well, I did really enjoy this episode. Like we've already said, like we had some great performances and some great looks. So overall, it was really a great episode. I just was like at the end, but
yeah, right. It's just we're just disagreeing with the judges. That's all.
That's all. And I feel like the editors are showing us what we think, and then the judges are seeing something different. That's what's confusing about
That's the issue. That is the issue. Yeah.
But anyway, all right. What do we got coming up this week? I don't think I saw a preview. I don't remember.
What was it?
What is it?
Oh. I forgot.
What was it? Dead air.
Yeah. Oops.
Well, whatever it will be, we will have it here for you next Monday. We'll be back for that recap. What else we got? We got Bachelor on Wednesday.
Yep.
Some stuff's going on over there. We got Amazing Race on Thursday. Australia. Yes. Amazing Race with James.
And Patreon Survivor on Thursday as well.
Yes. Survivor Micronesia on Thursdays on Patreon. That is our week. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us live in the chat, giving us your scores.
We love it. And if you're joining us later, it's a rusical.
David,
this will be good. Okay. At any rate, if you guys are joining us later, let us know what you thought about the judging. Did you agree with the tops and the bottoms? How do you feel about Lala leaving? Let us know all your thoughts.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.